be running pretty good. I have the idle set a little high. Get her to settle down a little bit. Let me see if I can get a light for you guys. Seems to be stabling out a little better, but like I said, with as much fuel as I got running through this and keeping this temperature, it's gonna flame out. This is gonna happen. It's a little bit painstaking, but well worth it in the end. About a half a tank, well, more than a half a tank. This tank is a little bigger than the ones that would come on your cars. And we're right back up the temperature. And it's still pretty rich, which is good. You don't want it too lean. I can probably bump up the idle a little bit if I want to fatten up the low end. I just want to make sure I have more than enough fuel going through here, maintaining the temperature. It's that high polish I'm talking about. Pretty fat idle there. sounding much better. Fatten up the top, that doesn't affect the bottom. This is about it, guys. Much more tanks to go. We're about done with tank 1. There's a procedure that I want to show you to shut this off. Never pinch the fuel line. That starves at a fuel and lubrication. The way to do it is you want to grab a pair of pliers, block off the exhaust. I'd stick my finger over the stinger, but I have this line, so I'm going to pinch it here, and that's going to choke the engine out. You definitely don't want to stick your finger in there because you got a nice little slice and dicer going on there. We're going to let this thing build up a little bit higher on the temperature, and then we're going to shut it down. Right there is 212. I'm going to let her creep up to about 230, which should be right around about 115. We'll shut her down. It's running much better now. The first initial start, I mean, it's going to give you them headaches, like I said, especially on these break-in benches. The load from the propeller is pretty good. Once you get it running, get that first tank through there, all that nasty pinch is gone, and it'll start running better for you. So, we should be good here in a minute. Yeah, we're creeping right up there. And that's it. Shut this off. I'm going to grab a pair of needle nose pliers. And you choke the engine out. That way you don't lose any lubrication at all in this engine. Next step, make sure you are at bottom dead center. Meaning you don't feel any resistance. Right there, I can still feel this propeller stops right there and gets stuck. So, the pinch isn't even close to being gone. It's stuck. And we're right at 230-ish degrees. I know it's well over 212, and that's fine by me. As long as it doesn't get too hot. And definitely wear gloves. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for all the headaches. I'm going to have to go back now and edit a couple of these and blend them together. But this is what you go through starting these up on the first shot. It's just how it goes. It's usually not a big deal to me, but like I said, it's kind of hard for me because I'm holding the camera and doing this at the same time. I'm going to have to get somebody over here to help me and record for me. So I'm going to unplug my competition heater. We're going to let this cool down naturally to nothing. Got to get all this crap in the house, and we're going to call it a night. I hope you guys have a good Friday. Very long video, I know. This first tank took a good 25 minutes total to run through because you're idling it. There's really not that much fuel going through there. Once we get into wide open throttle, these tanks will only last about 6 minutes, and they'll be over. And then generally, you don't have to really heat cycle. It really doesn't affect too much. I could just run a whole tank. I wanted to actually get a big helicopter tank and put like the half a gallon of fuel or whatever it is they hold and run 2 or 3 of those through it. That way I'm not constantly just refueling with that. I'm going to see if I can still do that. But anyways, as I modify this, you guys will see it. So the other thing, I got to take this in the house and drop my, after you run it, a couple drops of after run oil or any Marvel air tool oil. It's the same stuff, just to make sure that you're not going to get any moisture in the engine. And I'm going to put my little protective cap on the carburetor. tear this down after it cools off for a minute and get myself in the house. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and there's still more to come. This engine isn't even close to being broken in. Thank you.